Hey guys, welcome to the NFL Week 8. Quick recap of Week 7. I was 2-3 with my picks. I had the Eagles, had the Ravens last week. They both won fairly comfortably, especially the Ravens against Detroit. I got involved, of course, in the Thursday night game, which I should not have, taking New Orleans against Jacksonville. More of a fade on Jacksonville because it was just a bad spot, short week, road game, all that stuff. New Orleans let me down once again this season. And then I got involved in a game probably I shouldn't have got involved in, which was Green Bay and Denver. I took the Packers. I thought it was kind of a good spot with Green Bay coming off their bye week and Denver looking very bad, but fell short there. So on the season, 27 picks for me. I'm 15-12. Not great by any means. I think a lot of my picks this season, I've kind of forced some plays, taken some shots, and I just have to kind of pick my spots more carefully from here on out. There's been a couple of tough beats. I mean, I had the Rams last week against Pittsburgh. That's just a tough game. I mean, Pittsburgh had no business winning that football game. So there's been a few games like that where, I had the right pick, but just, unlucky. And then there's been, a few this season too where I've just pulled the trigger when I shouldn't have, gambled a bit and came up short. So now we look to NFL Week 8. Got to be better this week. I'm going to go through handful of games, give you my opinions. My official plays will be again on the Patreon. I'll go over some potential teaser plays as well this week. First game, Atlanta and Tennessee. This is a tough one. I'll also go over where sharp bettors steamed these games. Atlanta and Tennessee had a lot of sharp action on Atlanta, so that game got steamed in the Falcons' favor. Mainly because I think Tennessee is just bad and we don't know their quarterback situations. Like they probably have a backup in, third stringer in. It's hard to bet Tennessee at this point. I think if you're going to play this game, you would take the Falcons. It's also a good teaser opportunity. The Falcons are about -2.5. So if you can tease them up to +8.5, Tennessee is worth playing on a teaser. Houston and Carolina. Houston's about a 3 to 3.5 point road favorite. I took Carolina +3.5. I think if you like the Panthers, if you get 3 in the hook, that's the right play. Both teams coming off byes. Again, I like usually taking teams who are bad or limp their way into a bye, and Carolina certainly have done that. They're 0-6, looking for their first win. Some weird stat. I think it's there's a couple of stats. One of them is teams that I think are winless week 7 and on, coming off a bye, who are playing a team that I think playing a team that's not winless, which is obviously pretty easy past week 7, has cashed, I think, over 60% of the time against the spread. So usually winless teams coming off a bye do pretty well against the spread. I like Carolina. I think it's the battle of two top picks for quarterbacks, head-to-head, 1 versus 2. I don't think Houston's great. Carolina's obviously not good. But I think this is the first time Houston's a favorite on the road in 3 years. And I just think Carolina is live to win this game. 3 in the hook is plenty for me. I will take Carolina plus the 3.5. Just trying to see if there's... Oh, and also it was Sharps bet over 42 for this game. Next game, Jacksonville and Pittsburgh. Another good teaser opportunity. If you do like the Steelers, you can take them up in a 6-point teaser. Take them up and over 7. Otherwise, trying to see if there's any other plays here. I think Jackson was the right side. I don't think Pittsburgh has any reason. Taking Mike Tomlin at home and in an underdog role has been profitable, but Pittsburgh's just not great. Jacksonville's coming up with more rest, having played on the Thursday game. And I think offensively, they're much better than Pittsburgh. Defensively, they're at the very least the same as Pittsburgh. So Jags at a cheap price. I like Jacksonville. Really don't care if that sharp money might be on Pittsburgh. I'll take the Jags. Rams and Dallas, not a huge opinion on this game. Dallas coming off their bye week. The Rams just disappointing. It's 5.5, 6 points. It seems like a lot of points. I think, the Rams taking the points with them because they're a team that definitely can win this game. But it's a situation where Stafford's getting under pressure with Parsons in this Dallas front. He's going to be turning over the ball, and it could be a long day for the Rams. So not a really a strong play or opinion on this game. Minnesota and Green Bay. I'll give this play out. I love Minnesota this week, and I know it's square as hell. I know this game will probably be the biggest public, sharp divide of the week. Sharp bettors will be in Green Bay. I really don't care. I like Minnesota. Kirk Cousins and Jordan Love. Give me a break. Now, the downside with Minnesota, of course, they just came off a huge win. They're on a short week. Green Bay's desperate for a win at this point, and they're back home. But Kirk Cousins outside, whatever. I think the Vikings are, hopefully they don't have a letdown spot. It's a division game. I think they'll be ready to go. They're a much better team. And this line was -2.5 for Green Bay before the Vikings won on Monday night. And it's like, why are the Packers laying a field goal to anybody but Carolina? So I don't get it. I like the Vikings. I would just take them on the money line and keep it at that. New Orleans and Indianapolis, trying to see if I have anything. Oh, over 40, over in that game was a sharp play. I think that was I can't bet New Orleans games. I'm done with these guys. It's essentially a picking game, no opinion. Jets and Giants, sharp money came in on the Giants +3. If you could find a 2.5, you could also use them in a teaser opportunity or teaser play there. No home team, obviously, in this game. I don't know. I like the Jets. They have obviously a much better defense, team playing with more confidence. I think there's more reasons to like the Jets, of course, than the Giants. It's always, who knows? These teams don't play too often, but if I had to play this game, I would take the Jets. Washington at home, 7.5 point dog to Philly. I think Washington's probably the play against the spread, but I'm not going to get involved in this game. Anything else with this game? Nope. Cleveland and Seattle. Seattle got steamed -3. It's now up to 3.5. I think Seattle was the right play if you can get them at 3. And then under the total in this game was steamed pretty heavily. So look at the under 40, 41, 41.5. Let's see. Chicago and the Chargers was bet under. So look at the under for that game. New England was steamed. Baltimore was steamed at 7.5, but that's been bet up now to probably 9. And the Chiefs and Broncos under. And I like that one, under 46-ish. I don't mind the Chiefs. It's hard to bet the side because the Chiefs have won like 16, 17 in a row against Denver. I know it's like 7.5 points. You're probably tempted to take the Broncos at that number at home. I think the total is the better look, and I would bet the under in the Chiefs game. You can also tease the Chiefs down if you wanted to a pick 'em, but I think there's better options out there, like the Lions. The Lions, I think, is a better opportunity to tease down from 8 to 2. I like teasing the home teams down to a pick 'em rather than the road teams. But I mean, having said that, Kansas City obviously should win that game straight up. So that's pretty much it. So I do like Minnesota this week. I gave that one out. I do like Carolina. I did not talk about the San Francisco-Cincinnati game. That game's interesting to me, so I will have a play on that game. And also Chicago and the Chargers, I also have a play on that game. So join the Patreon and find out about that. Like, subscribe, comment, guys. Link in the description. $10 a month for the Patreon. Good luck for Week 8.